Here is an explanation for the answer to final exam, question number 54 in Alternative Energy Demystified, 2nd edition. If you have the printed book, you'll find it on page 321. We're talking here about a thermal mass cooling system for a residence like your house. A thermal mass cooling system takes advantage of a massive amount of concrete or stone or something else like that to maintain a cool temperature in your house by not getting hot in the daytime, and so that it tends to stay cooler than the surrounding air in the daytime. And then at night, of course, you can contribute to its cooling by opening your windows up, and I'll show you a diagram of how that works in a second. But the exterior walls should be painted white on the outside of your house, ideally, or covered with white siding in order to do what? Well, the answer is D. Minimize the amount of sunshine or energy from sunshine that they absorb during the day, so that it'll keep your walls from heating up when the sun shines on them so much. And the roof, it's a good idea to do that with the roof too. Now, I remember back in when they were I believe President Obama talked about that, painting your roofs white in a hot climate to conserve energy. That actually is a pretty sensible thing to do if you can get the right kind of paint. Problem is, if you don't get the right kind of paint, you're just going to end up with a really ugly roof. But that is a pretty good way to conserve energy in a hot climate and keep your house cool. So that is the answer to this question, and now let's look at how thermal mass cooling works. During the daytime, you close the windows and draw the blinds. Now that is kind of a morbid way to live, some people think. But of course, if you live in a really hot climate, and maybe you'll be outside all the time enjoying the heat while it's there in the daytime, or perhaps you'll just take a siesta all day long. If it gets too hot, you know, people really do want to sleep during the middle of the daytime in hot climates like that, and I speak from experience. Anyway, during the daytime, heat entry is minimized. Here's your thermal mass. That's these gray things here. That's the concrete or stone that you use to hold the temperature inside relatively constant. So you minimize the amount of heat that gets into your house during the daytime, and if your walls, your exterior walls where the windows aren't, and the blinds over those windows are all white, they will tend to reflect away most of the energy from the sun and prevent it from being absorbed and sort of defeating your purpose in thermal cooling. At night, you can open the windows. Preferably you have screens so the bugs and birds and bats and things like that don't get into your house. And you can let the heat escape, and you can listen to the crickets chirping and the wolves howling and you know, whatever or the people honking at each other on the busy street outside, hopefully not. But it helps to keep the heat down during the night, and that keeps this thermal mass cool, so that it'll help to keep you from being so uncomfortable when that old sun comes back up there and starts roasting the environment once again. So the correct answer to this question again is D. You want to paint your exterior walls white and the roof, if you can, to minimize the heat that they absorb from the sunshine during the day.